Hey folks, Eric Bray, Focus Fishing Guide Service. Got another video fishing report for you for Table Rock. It is Monday, November the 25th. Been on the water pretty much every day since the last time shot a video. Bite was really getting good, and then the last couple of days, I don't know if it's just the post front or what's happened to them, but boy, it's really slowed down the last couple of days. It's the only thing I can turn to, that they've slowed the water down a little bit. But I think the biggest thing is just the fact that we've had bluebird skies and light winds the last couple of days. It's made pretty much every bite. I've been down here by the dam the last couple of days, and it's made pretty much every bite we've had down here tough. But I think it's going to change. I'm going to fish up the river, or up the lake, for the rest of the week, so hopefully we'll find something later in the week. And the weather's changing a little bit. I just think these bluebird skies and light wind really hurt the bite. As far as our lake level is concerned, we're at 916.9 something. The Coors app is down, so I don't know the exact depth, but I know we're below 917, so they are pushing it towards getting back to 915. Beaver's still 6 or 7 feet high, and unfortunately Bull Shoals is about 12 feet high, and it's going to continue to rise. We do have some rain coming in tomorrow and then towards the end of the week. So pretty good chance that the lake will come back up a little bit again. Water temperature here at the dam, we're around 57. Seeing about the same thing all over the lake. Both Kimberling, I was there last week, White River, and even up to James. James a little bit cooler, probably about 55, 56. But you know, the water temperature really hasn't dropped a lot. We're still not quite where we normally are this time of year. But if you guys are coming down, say you're going to fish the lower end of the lake, still got some good bites going on. It's just not as good as it was, say, Sunday, or actually say Saturday. Yesterday it was tough, today it was tough. Still catching fish on the Jewel Pee Wee football jig. Most of those fish are still in that about 8 to about 15 foot range first thing in the morning on gravel mixed with rock points and banks. As the sun comes up, if you don't have any wind, you got to back out and fish about 10 to about 20 to even 25 foot deep. But we are still catching them on the Pee Wee football jig, matched up with either the Jewel Finesse craw or the speed craw. Most of those fish are smallmouth. That bite should get better. You get some nasty weather, that bite will definitely get better. Get the water cooled off a little bit, that'll get better. Are catching them deep. A lot of fish coming on the Jewel Scuba Spoon. A lot of fish coming on the Rapala Jigging Rap. Most of those fish are out on gravel points, gravel flats, anywhere from 25 to 65. I know it's a lot of distance. The last couple of days, most of what we caught were in that 45 to 55 foot range. Over the weekend, when it was cloudy, rainy, windy, we caught them as shallow as 25. Most of them around that 35 foot range. So it just kind of depends on the day. If you've got a sunny bluebird sky day, you definitely want to fish deeper. 45, 55, 60 feet deep really seems to be where these fish will move to. Clouds come in, you get a little bit of wind, these fish will move back up shallow, and most of them have been in that 30 to 40 foot range. And go up into the Kimberling City area, you've got a deep bite up there as well. Same deal, Jewel Scuba Spoon, Rapala Jigging Rap. Haven't really fished the drop shot much, but probably should have done it more today with how tough it was. But those fish, again, cloudy, windy day, 25, 35, dead slick, calm, bright bluebird sky, you're going to have to back out 35 to about 55 or 60. Did fish some trees up there last week, fishing deep with the Scuba Spoon and the Jigging Rap. Did catch a few out of trees. Most of them were in about that 30 to 45 foot range in those deep trees in the guts of the creek. So it seems like that bite's starting to set up a little bit as well. Jewel Pee Wee football jig's been really strong, especially on those gravel mixed with rock main lake points up in the Kimberling City area. Hail Mary, Touchdown have been my two best colors, matched up with either a Jewel Finesse craw or the Speed craw. Remember, you're going to cut a couple sections off the back of that to make it more of a compact bait, but have been catching them on the Pee Wee football jig up there as well, and have been catching them on a crankbait up there if you get the right day. You get, you know, a windy, cloudy day, Wigglewort, Rock Crawler, Curve 55, on those transition banks where you've got 45-degree chunk rock, maybe it goes from big rock to small rock. That's been a strong bite up there, especially if you get a windy, cloudy day. Caught a lot of fish doing that. I guess it was Saturday when it was so nasty out. That's the last time I was up in the Kimberling City area, but definitely had a good bite on a crankbait up there. Go up into the James, and James has got a lot more color. If we get the rain they're calling for tomorrow and towards the end of the week, it's really going to color up quite a bit, I imagine. Most of the fish I caught last time I was up the James, they were on a jig. Most of them were on the Jewel Pro Spider jig in 7/16, fishing the transition areas or gravel mixed with rock areas. Most of them 7 to 10, 7 to 12 foot deep, not real deep yet. Did throw the Pee-wee football jig on some gravel mixed with rock points and caught a few doing that, but it seemed like the better quality fish and more of the largemouth were on those a little bit steeper chunk rock type banks. Didn't have a lot of wind when I was up there, but I'm sure if we had wind, you could probably do the same thing with a crankbait up there and cover a lot more water. If you get wind, get on those 45-degree chunk rock banks and those channel swing ends, parallel the bank, keep the boat in about 10 foot of water, and basically maintain bottom contact all the way back with either a wiggle wart or rock crawler or curve 55. With the weather we got coming in this weekend, there'll probably be a decent crankbait bite up there as well. Didn't really fish deep when I was up there, but I imagine if you get out on some of those gravel humps, gravel points off of those islands, you could probably find some fish deep with either the Jewel Scuba Spoon or the Rapala the Jigging Rap. I would assume they'd be a little bit shallower because the water's a little bit deeper. But again, you get a bluebird sky day like we've got today with no wind, you're probably going to have to back out to 40 or 45 foot deep if you want to fish deep up the James. And go up into the White River. White River's been pretty good. I was up there, it's either 1 or 2 days last week, and fished from Baxter to, just above the Kings, where the Kings came in. Didn't really fish the Kings since the last video, but fished from about Baxter on up. Good deep bite up there on the Scuba Spoon and on the Jigging Rap. Again, cloudy, windy days, these fish are going to be shallower. They're going to be in that 30 to about 45 foot range on those gravel points and humps just out there. You may see 1 or 2 on the bottom, but it always seems like when you've got a good group going and they're really biting well, you'll hook one and the entire bottom will blow up, and you'll have a bunch of fish come up when you're doing that. Really makes a difference where you are in relationship to the shad. I don't know if I've talked about this before. If you've got a bunch of shad on a point, you're better off trying to get to the edges of those shad. If you fish right in the middle of those shad, it's a lot tougher to get bit. So we spend a lot of time when we find the shad on those banks just kind of idling around and trying to find the edges of the shad, because that's generally where we're going to get bit a lot better. Jewel Pee-wee football jig, working great up there as well. Touchdown, Hail Mary again are my 2 best colors. Matched up with either the finesse craw or the speed craw. Basically trimming a couple sections off of it, working those points and banks that are gravel mixed with rock. Early 7 to 12, 7 to 15 foot deep. Sun comes out, those fish are going to back out, and you're going to find them out in about 15 to 20, even 25 foot deep, just like you are anywhere else on the lake. And then the crankbait and spinnerbait bite. Didn't really talk about the spinnerbait. We did catch a few up in the James on it as well. Spinnerbait bite is really, it's dependent on wood, at least it has been for me. I can't get bit just going down a bank with a spinnerbait. I do better with a crankbait, but if I've got some wood cover, whether it be laydowns or standing timber or brush piles, I seem to be able to get bit on a spinnerbait, and I've been throwing the Jewel Gem Blade, has been my best in Pro Blue or in white, and working it through that brush, catching them up the white doing that, caught a few up the James doing that, and then on those channel swing banks and chunk rock, 45-degree chunk rock banks, we're doing really well with the wiggle wart, curve 55, and rock crawler. Basically just covering those banks, keeping the boat about 10, 12 foot of water, and parallel on those banks has been best. Guys, we are in the last week of November. Thanksgiving this week. Happy Thanksgiving to all you guys and your families. Hope you have a good Thanksgiving. Fishing's been good until we got to these last couple of days with this high pressure and bluebird sky, no wind. We're catching them really good down here. I think weather will change this week. things will get moving. Water temperature is going to continue to drop, and I really think the bite's going to get a lot better. Probably could be good at the end of the week, and probably good all through December. But if you guys are coming down, maybe you're going to come down for the Christmas lights and you want to go fishing one morning, great idea. We'll go out and catch them. You want to learn how to fish deep. Like I said, we've been catching them deep. Want to learn how to fish a football jig? Now's the time to come down and fish a football jig. If you just want to come down and catch some fish and have fun, now is the time to come. If you guys are thinking about hiring a guide, give me a call. It's Focus Fishing Guide Service. You can reach me at 417-860-4743 or hit my website, focusfishing.com, and either shoot me an email or book online. Either way, I get back to you as soon as I can. Guys, thanks for watching the video. If you have a minute and haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. But thanks for watching. Can't wait to hear from you. We'll see you on the water.